The Courting by Meinekeime, Chapter 34, The Last Challenge. Harry's point of view. You two what? Father asked while we were sitting at lunch. Tom, calm down. We didn't touch any of them, we just took matters into our own hands. Mother tried to calm him. Severus, I love you a lot, but I don't want you near the dungeons ever again. That's for you too, Harry. You could have gotten hurt. Father orders, and I nod. This could have gone much worse. And what did you do with them? Grandmother asked while grabbing the butter. We put Lupin into Greyback's pack. I was right about him being an Omega. Then we put Dumbledore into isolation and Trunks back with the others. I explained and ate my cereal. But what was the point of placing her with Dumbledore before? Just to put her in with the rest again? Neville asked. So she can deliver the news to others. We will treat them nicely, give them food, and ways to clean themselves. After pushing the guilt around, the walls will start accusing Dumbledore, the leader, and when they are on the peak of hate against him, we will put Dumbledore with them again, and they will basically tear him up, Mother replied. But not before you did your last task, Harry. Today will be the last lesson, and then you will get access to your magic, Grandmother stated, and made me go with her to the living room. I sat in the middle of the carpet, Grandmother in front of me. Close your eyes, Harry, she said, and when I shut my eyes, I was teleported to our magical school again. I had 6 ancestors to go, and then I would be finished, I guess. A woman appeared before me, wearing a black dress, similar to the one I wore for Halloween. Her hair was covered by a big black hat, and her eyes sparkled. Hello, little one. My name is Lizzie Prince. I am one of your many ancestors. I fought in the first big wizarding war in the middle of the 1800s. I fought for our rights, so I want to know, will you stay loyal to your magical race? I didn't need to think twice. Yes, ma'am, I will. She nodded and left again. Her daughter appeared immediately after. Hi, youngling, I'm Sophie Prince. I grew up in between the first and second wizarding war. I know how hard it can be. Veela and this magic won't make it any easy. So tell me, little one, are you safe? She asked, pain in her eyes. I nodded my head slowly while she vanished. I heard her saying, I'm glad. A man took her place, but something was off with his eyes. They were light gray and not green like the rest. When he didn't look me up and down like the others, but stretched his arm out and touched me, I understood. He was blind. Hello to you, young man. I'm Richard Prince, and I know you wonder what happened to my eyes. I'm a victim of abuse. When I was a child, I was kidnapped, and about that time I was blinded. It took me years to accept it. I feel that you were carrying pain with you, deep down in you. I won't ask you a question, but I want a promise from you. I want you to start accepting what happened, and don't let your past define you. Can you do that for me? I nodded my head quickly, wiping away a single tear. Yes, I'll try. That's all I asked for. The next version I knew all to wear. There stood before me a version of me, but more feminine. A version of me I knew all too well. Hello, Harry. I'm Ellen Prince. But you know me already. I'm the first prince to break the promise to Lizard Prince and marry a muggle. Let me tell you, it wasn't my choice, but his. The Snape family was an important family at the time. Tabula Snape had the money I needed to provide for my father, and I didn't see any other way about it. To marry him, I was able to take care of my father, yes, but I was never happy with my husband, so please promise me, Harry, to never marry someone just because of their status or money. I nodded, wanting to see my mother, but I had to wait some time until he appeared. Hello, Harry. It's me, your mother. I have trusted many people, but not always the right ones. Dumbledore, for example. Tell me, Harry, are you sure the people you trust are the right ones? This question made me think. More or less all the people around me, I've only known really for 9 months, but they hadn't betrayed me, they didn't put me in dangerous situations, and I wasn't hurt once. I think so, I answered truthfully. Mother touched my cheek. Everything will be okay, Harry, he said while disappearing. And now, what would happen? The door opened and I approached it. I touched the golden knob and turned it slowly. When I had entered Forley, I saw a book in the air, and feathers next to it. When I looked through the book, I noticed that on the left page, names were written, and on the right were questions. I arrived on the last page and saw it empty. My hand gripped the quill before I could even register it, and had written down my name. I just needed a question. Maybe I could simply ask one. No. Again, my hand moved without my consent. Do you want to do this, or are you pressured into doing it? I laid my hand on the paper and felt a light breeze coming over me. You did good, Harry. Welcome to the family. I heard hundreds of voices, all familiar. Suddenly the wind got stronger, and I was blown out of the room and back into reality. Harry, are you okay? Grandmother asked. I was lying on the ground, stomach up. I put my hand in front of my eyes, checking if I could move. I could move everything, but I felt lighter, and when I picked up my wand from the ground, it felt more powerful. I stood up and pulled my dress down. It felt too small around my hips. Father, Mother, and Neville were in the room, but they seemed taller. Or was it I had gotten smaller? It was just an inch, but I could feel it. Is something wrong? I asked my family as they shook their heads. Everything is okay, Harry. I just never saw someone connecting with a Veela magic, Neville said, touching my shoulder. I felt something when he did, but I couldn't tell if it was good or bad. It was neutral. I would say we schedule the meetings with your 3 suitors for next week, so you can get comfortable with everything. So I'm going to go make cookies. You want to help? Grandmother asked. Draco's point of view. Master, Toppy called me. She was playing with the hem of her rug, and she was staring at the ground. Please don't tell me she broke something. What is it, Toppy? I asked, and stood up from my seat at the kitchen table. Toppy wants Master to meet someone. Finally. I hope he was okay. Bring them in, Toppy, I told her and sat down. She snapped her fingers and another house elf appeared. He looked her age, maybe a year older. His clothes were clean and his skin looked washed. Master, Toppy wants you to meet Willie. Toppy has been dating Willie for 3 months now, Master. I nodded my head and saw how Willie sneaked his hand into Toppy's. Hello, Willie. I'm Lord Draco Malfoy, the master of your level. But you should know that already. The male elf nodded quickly. Yes, Willie knows that. That's why Willie wants to offer his service to Master Malfoy. Oh, so fast already. Do you have a master, really? I asked. No, I was born without a master. Did you learn anything to serve a master? He nodded his head. Willie can cook, clean, do work in the garden. Willie knows how to serve food and drinks on parties, and how to talk to other beings, Mr. Malfoy. Really? That was interesting. Was he really interested in Toppy, or in a position at my household? But Toppy was so full of hope I couldn't crush her dreams, simply by not giving him a chance. I will give you a month to prove yourself, then we will see, I told him, and the 2 house elves jumped, hugging each other. And now back to work, you 2. I need to prepare for tonight's Death Eater meeting. The Veela Council will be here, because this will be the last step in the courting. Afterwards, the Dark Lord will announce that he has prepared a game. I just hope he will not kill somebody. Sadly, nobody told me what the last challenge consisted of, so I had to prepare for anything. Maybe I need to present my intelligence, or my fighting skills. What I knew for sure, I needed to present myself in front of the head of the Prince family and prove myself worthy in some way. That's why I put on my best suit, styled my hair, and had closed the door to my room to prepare myself for everything that could happen. I saw all the letters Harry had sent me over the last 9 months. I saw all of the effort I had put into this courting, and how confident I had been the whole time. I remember all of our dates, the meetings, and Harry was just so perfect. He never rejected me in the slightest way, and because of some reason the Dark Lord had always eyed me with suspicion, but he had started treating me different, special in some ways. I shouldn't doubt myself today, or Harry's love for me. Even if he decides himself for all of our rejection in the end, it'll be fine, because Harry will be happy. The clock struck 8 when I left the house and operated to the mansion. When I arrived, many people were already there. The chairs were put in a nice circle formation, and some people were already seated. The whole Prince Grand family were here together with Neville's grandmother, who had taken his spot as an enforcer because he had to be with the council, and his husband Charlie. The whole council was here too. Soon people will be here, and Jackson and Oliver and I stood together, unsure what to do because there were no seats for us. Ellen, I found her name out some times ago, placed herself in the middle of the circle, and everything went silent. "Welcome to the last challenge of the courting of Harry Marvolo Prince Grant," she greeted everyone. "The last suitors are Jackson McMayer, Oliver Smith, and Draco Malfoy." She waved us to her, and we followed her command, so that we stood in front of her. She looked us up and down intensely, then she touched our shoulders, as if she was testing something. "You all seem okay. No potions on you, no spells," she said after giving each of us a harsh look and sitting down. "Now the real challenge begins. Harry, would you?" the Dark Lord said, and Harry stood up. End of chapter 34.